Welcome to the DC HEAL Apprenticeship Spotlight, where we explore how healthcare employers in Washington, D.C. are shaping the future of the workforce through apprenticeships. My name is Kianna Cooper, and in this episode, we're going to hear from businesses that have joined the DC Healthcare Employment and Apprenticeship Link, otherwise known as DC HEAL. Because who doesn't love a little acronym in DC, right? So today, I'm going to be introducing you to Children's National Medical Center, which is one of the healthcare employers partnering with DC HEAL to offer apprenticeships here in the district. We're going to be talking about who they are, what they do, why they chose to become an apprenticeship sponsor, what they are looking for in candidates, and what an apprentice's day to day experience might look like. So, if you are thinking of applying and you want to learn more, stay tuned. Joining me today is Sonya Peoples, Director of Talent Acquisition at Children's National Medical Center. Welcome, Sonya, and thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Kiana. I'm so excited to be here and share more information about our organization and our apprenticeship opportunities.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very excited to get into some of these questions. But first, I just want to start with the basics. Can you tell me a little bit more about Children's and what kind of healthcare services you provide? Give us a little background.
Sure. We are a nationally recognized children's hospital. We provide healthcare services to children of all ages. We are nationally and locally recognized as one of the top children's hospitals in the nation. We have a rich history with over 150 years of pediatric care, and we serve DC, Maryland, and the Northern Virginia areas.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And I'm so excited to have Children's be one of our employer partners, especially given all of the amazing work that you guys are doing around the DC metro area. As a business, what made Children's decide to want to partner with DC Heal and offer apprenticeships?
A strong commitment to our local community and strongly believe that supporting our community through employment and career development is one of our strongest attributes. We want to see people that live in our organization and probably partake of our services also be represented in our employment population. So we're looking forward to getting people who are familiar with the bear, which is our mascot, and just bringing in some fresh energy and ideas and probably some personal experiences. It is very interesting to see how many people are connected to our hospital, just, whether through family or whether own personal experience.
Yeah, I think that's very important as well. And so now we're just a few short months away from welcoming some of these apprenticeship apprentices to Children's. How are you preparing for their arrival?
So our team is super excited about the arrival. So we're right now closely defining our training plans, identifying our mentors who will be such an integral part of the apprentice's journey, and ensuring that we have all elements in place to ensure that we have a successful onboarding and a positive apprenticeship experience for those people that become a part of our apprenticeship program.
Right, right. And so for the people who are looking to join your program, what are some qualities or skills that you guys are looking for in them?
First and most important quality or skill is just the motivation and desire to be a part of such an important space that we operate in. Someone who exhibits our core values of compassion, commitment, and connection, and brings just an energy to our team. We are definitely looking for people who exhibit all of those.
Yeah, and so, um, for the people who have, all of these attributes that you guys are looking for, can you talk about, so they have all the attributes down, they've applied to children's, um, what are some of children's expectations for how they'll contribute to the team?
As I stated, just having, energy, a fresh perspective, and sharing any perspective that they've had with any, of our facilities, whether it be the hospital, whether it's our physician practices. And we're always looking for fresh ideas. Sometimes as we're in our jobs, we are very focused on the day to day, but people that bring in additional external ideas, we're always open to that. And it could be something as small as, how do we change the way we greet our customers? Or it could be, larger ideas. So we're looking for people who will be not afraid to share their thoughts, not afraid to share their experiences, and not afraid to share their suggestions on how we could do things differently.
Okay, very, very exciting. And so to take that just one step further, can you share a little bit more about what an apprentice's day to day might look like? So what can they expect? It's their first day or their first week. What are some of the things that you guys are going to be having them doing? Who will they be meeting anybody? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. So our first day, first week is really, looking at an introduction and going over kind of our training plans and what they can expect, as an apprentice. Part of the job will be some learning time and then some on the ground hands-on experience. And for the apprenticeship that we are looking at, it will be, really interacting with not our current team members, but also interacting with our patient and family teams in this role as kind of the first point of entry into some of our physician practices and greeting customers and helping register, our customers and our patients. And again, that's why it's so important to have that first, that burst of energy because they will be the first point of contact oftentimes for, the people that come into our organization.
Right, right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. This has been very insightful. I'm sure some of our applicants who are listening have learned a lot about children's and what they can expect. And so before we wrap up, I just have one more question that I want to ask. Is there any advice that you would give to somebody who's thinking about applying for an apprenticeship? Either tips for applying, tips for while they're interviewing, any encouraging words you could share?
Yes, I would start by saying if you're looking at this and you have any doubts that maybe, well, this is not for me, think of this as the entry level to what could be a long-term career. Or if you not haven't decided, well, I want to be in healthcare, but I'm not sure what I want to do in healthcare. This apprenticeship will give you the opportunity to interact with many various occupations within healthcare. So that can give you a window to what actually goes on within the hospital. It's more than doctors and nurses and lots of professions that you can explore. And as far as tips for interviews and applying, I think if you just put your best foot forward and bring that energy that I've referenced several times, that will be all that you need to really show us that you're very interested in our organization. And we absolutely look forward to meeting everyone and getting this program underway.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sonia. And thank you for sharing some of this valuable information and talking to us about children's. And to our listeners who are listening, if you are ready to take the next step toward a healthcare career, you can visit our website at dchealthcareers.org/DCHeal. Again, that's dchealthcareers.org /DC Heal to learn more about DC Heal and how you can apply to Children's Apprenticeship Program.